The elders need to know this. The mamas and the daddies, the grandmas and the aunties, the cousins and the uncles need to know this word. Before I go any further, I always have to move Joseph out the way.
All right.
If y'all don't mind, let us bow our heads.
Man.
Dear Lord, we thank you for giving me the strength, Lord, to be able to come to this revival today. And Lord, the word that you have given me, I move myself out the way so you can flow with what you want the people to know. And Father God, I open up my mind and my heart to let you be able to use me.
Yes.
Whatever come out of my mouth, Lord, I know it's from you. And Father God, just give it how you want me to give it. And Father God, I pray that the young people, the older people, they'll receive this word that you have prepared for them. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. You know, I won't be very long with you, because one thing about I'm telling Pastor in the back, so one thing about kids, attention span, it's not very long.
Man.
They'll be with you for a few minutes. And then after a while, you see them drop their head. And some of them go to sleep. So, and some other people that way too. So I don't want to give them time to come down. I don't want to hold you too long, and it won't be long. But most of all, I'm going to give you what God has given me.
All right.
My pastor says sometimes, Minister Joseph, it might be 3 minutes. It might be a minute. What God got to say, He gonna say. So I just don't know how long this gonna be, but I'm gonna come to you from John, the 14th chapter. We're gonna be coming from verse 1 to verse 6. But I'm going to read verse 2. And I will teach from 1 through 6. If you have it, say, Minister, let's go. Right. It reads, it says in verse 2, it says, in my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have not told you. He said, I go to prepare a place for you. Now, if you can be seated, as a topic today, I would use for the young, might split me a little bit, for the young people and for the elder people. There is peace in the mansion. Verse 1 says, can y'all hear me?
I hear you.
Can everybody hear me? Amen. Okay, amen. Verse 1 says, let not your heart be troubled.
All right.
Ye believe in God. Believe in me. Believe also in me.
All right.
Now, in the first verse, he said, let not your heart be troubled. Jesus is talking to the disciples. He's talking to the believers. He's talking to people, the ones that love him, that believe him, that trust in him, that got their faith in him, that's caring for him, that's living by his word. He said, let not your heart be troubled. Now, we're gonna use this, let not your heart be troubled, to the people of God here in this church. Let not your heart be troubled. Now, you think on some things that trouble you, and then I was thinking, and I was wondering, I said, Lord, let not your heart be troubled. So trouble means bad things happening in your life.
Yeah. Come on.
Worrying is trouble. look at word. One thing that come to my mind when he said, let not your heart be troubled. I thought about the United States. Well, it's trouble.
Yes.
But everybody's heart is troubled because of one man. That's Trump. Every time you turn around, you hear most people focusing on the president. I see some same people focusing on the president. But here he's saying, let not your heart be troubled. Now, he's simply saying, you don't have to worry.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. That's right, man.
He's in control.
Yes.
If Trump wouldn't have been there, God put him there for a reason.
Well,
Amen.
He there for a reason. So God got everything under control.
Amen.
Then I looked at that. Then I looked at that scripture again. I'm going to take you how God was taking me.
Come on.
I looked at it again, at that word, trouble. I looked at the kids, the young people. Our young people, minds are troubled. I said, Lord, what are you taking? On the news, not too long ago, a child shot some people in the school. He was troubled. Something was bothering him. But when you let trouble worry you, you can look for destruction.
Oh, yes.
Young people, when you let trouble get in your mind, I'm finna help you. I'm finna help the young people. I might not be long now. I'm gonna help the young people today. When trouble get in your mind, young man, young ladies, trouble can cause you to react on some things and do some things that you normally don't do. Might not be no shouting message, might not be no hip hop jump up message, but it's gonna be a word from the Lord. Trouble. I looked at that word again. Young people, what causes the young people of these days to cause trouble in their mind? What causes them to cause trouble in their mind? I said I was going to preach to the young people and the old people. What causes trouble in their mind is we letting them, I can't speak on everybody, but we letting them go places and do things they shouldn't do.
That's right.
Trouble. We spend more time as leaders and mothers and fathers. When you are a mother raising children and you are a father raising children, I'm trying to show you how to keep children's mind out of trouble. Young folks, listen now. When you are that mother or that father, what you do in your household and your children see you do, as they come up, they're going to do what you do.
That's right. That's right. Exactly.
Great.
I come up the road the other day, and I seen some young couple fighting. Had, I think, about 5 children. It was the mama and the daddy. showed me that. In trouble, that word trouble come to me again. The police pulled up, and I walked up there, and I seen the young children just crying, loud, hollering, tears falling from their eyes, seeing blood everywhere. It hurt me so bad. And I just spoke. I said, y'all don't have to do this because the children see what you're doing. The children seeing the trouble in their home. To make a long story short, the mama stabbed the daddy in the arm. Blood were everywhere. Even scared me. So I spoke. I said, what you're doing is creating a monster.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's true.
You're creating your children in this trouble to grow up to do the same thing that you do.
That's right.
I said, it don't take all of this. Trust in the Lord. Let the Lord work it out. Let the Lord handle it. But he said, ye believe in God, believe also in me. Young people, I'm here to say where you believe. Mamas and daddies, where your belief. I'm bold enough to say this because one thing about me, if I can preach to you, I can preach to you.
That's right. That's right.
I come home today and I got loud with my wife. I said, whoa, devil, that ain't gonna happen. My wife walked in that room, she didn't know what I was doing. She sat down on that bed. I said, baby, I'm sorry. Because I didn't want trouble
In your house.
in my house.
I know that's right.
I didn't want that trouble in my house for being disobedient, Bishop. See, a lot of young men and these preachers won't stand bold and stand up for their wrong. They think they too much.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm no hide nobody. I'm just a young man trying to get to my message.
My Lord.
After I told my wife I was sorry, I was sitting on that couch. I went back in there, my wife, she was just in there. She was just giggling down. But I saw peace. I knew when I saw that smile, I stopped the trouble. When I seen that smile, I knew the trouble. Whoa, can't go. I went back in that side, I grabbed my Bible and started reading. You believe in God. Believe also in me. So I said, Lord, I trust you. Because I didn't want my wife mad with me. And then it says, in my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I wouldn't have told you. Listen. He said, I go to prepare a place for you. I want to go to my mansion. So I had to correct myself. Young people, when you find yourself in some trouble and you know you done wrong, jump back and correct yourself.
All right.
Tell them again, Pastor.
Tell them again. Young people, if you find yourself in some trouble,
That's right.
jump back and correct yourself.
All right.
I better say that to the older people too.
Yeah,
Older people. If you find yourself
in trouble.
in some trouble,
Jump back.
jump back
Yes.
and correct yourself. Now watch this. If you don't jump back and correct yourself, there's going to be some trouble.
It's going to be some serious trouble.
It's going to hound you. It's going to say, go get it right. I'm telling you something that I've been through. It's going to say, go back and make it right.
Yeah. That's right.
Then you find yourself in some trouble
All right.
if you don't do it.
Yeah.
Every time you turn, you're going to be in some trouble.
Well,
What are you saying? What are you saying, Mr. Joseph? Your car note might come due. You might not have the money to pay for it. That's some trouble. Why you say that, Mr. Joseph? Keep on not paying it. You're going to be in some trouble. Sickness can come over your body.
yeah.
And you don't even know why.
Right.
But you know why.
You know why.
Because you didn't jump back to fix it.
That's right.
It's going to hound you. Young people, older people, jump back and make it right. Why you say that, Minister Joseph? When you jump back and make it right. Now watch this. Giving your life to Christ.
Yeah.
Knowing who is your Savior.
Yeah.
Knowing who you living for.
Yeah.
Believing in who giving breath in your body. There will be, he said, in my Father's house are many mansions. It's peace over there.
Yes, it is.
It's love over there.
Yeah.
It's joy
Yeah.
over there.
Yeah.
He said, if it were not so, I wouldn't have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. Jesus is preparing a place for the believers. Jesus is preparing a place for the ones that's keeping it right.
Yeah.
I think they got a little saying say, keep it right.
Yeah.
Let it go, brother. I don't even know it, brother, but he know about it. But they said, keep it right.
Keep it
You
real.
know,
Oh.
what do you mean?
Nigga, keep it real.
Well, let's do that. Keep it real. Amen. I don't know the kind of stuff. But she knew what I was talking about. Keeping it real.
Serious.
And it's saying, and if I go prepare a place for you, listen like this now. Say, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there ye may be also.
Amen.
Now, when I got to that part, I liked that part. Because I know one thing. Living right and living as a believer, living true to God, and knowing that he's coming again, he's going to receive me.
Right.
But if I'm just out there just living any kind of way, talking any kind of way, acting any kind of way. Young people just doing any kind of thing. Just saying any kind of thing. Ain't no way I'm going.
You ain't going.
I ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere. And he said, and where do I go? Ye know. And the way ye know. When he was saying that, he was letting us know he going to the Father.
Yes.
He going to prepare that place for us. And he said, and the way ye know. Now watch this. I'm about through here now. Verse 5. Thomas said unto him, Lord, we know not where thou goest. And how can we know the way? I'm here to help you right now. For some of the ones that don't know the way. To tell you, Jesus is the way.
Yeah, the only way.
Jesus is the way to go, young people.
Yes, yes, yes.
Coke 45 ain't the way.
No, ain't the way.
Smoking marijuana ain't the way. Shacking ain't the way.
All right.
That hit the old people too now.
Yeah, that is everybody.
Cussing
Ain't the way.
ain't the way.
Say that.
Back talking to your mother and your father
Ain't the
is
way.
not the way.
Amen.
Say that.
But watch this. I'm almost through, y'all. Watch this now.
Yes, yes.
With that negative that you do, if you're doing it, there's a place for you to go.
Oh, yes. There's a problem.
Now, it ain't only just a place for the good people. There's two of them.
Yes. That's right.
I was watching a movie, on that movie, that guy said, well, two of them, boss. I'm here to tell y'all, it's two of them, boss. You got heaven
And hell.
and hell.
That's all you got.
Choose this day
Yes.
where you can serve.
Yes.
My last verse, and I'm done. Listen now. Jesus said unto him, I am the way,
Yes.
the truth,
Yes, sir.
and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me.
My Lord.
My message has been preached.
Well, all right.
Now you understand, I want y'all to understand something. I told you it don't take a long time to get that point straight across.
Right, right.
If you're not believing and trusting in Jesus
Yeah.
and knowing who the Father,
All right.
ain't no way you going to the mansion.
That's right.
Now I tell y'all something.
My Lord.
I done been in the last 2 weeks. I told my wife, the Lord done took me in some of the biggest houses. Y'all, I kid y'all not. These guys, millionaires. Big old pretty house. And I told my wife, what is it to gain the whole world? Die, lose your soul.
My Lord.
But watch this. Well, he took me to them guys. And them guys took me to their houses. Each one let me know the trouble that they had done been through. The first one, he worked offshore. And he said the Lord saved him from a crane. The hook come loose and hooked him in the back. And he was hanging in the earth. I said, man.
Lord.
He said, but the Lord kept me. And I said, well, man, that's good. I said, but this is a big old pretty house. And I was waiting to hear what he was going to say. He said, I thank God for it. If it wasn't for God, it wouldn't be so. I said, man, that's a plus. He can be my friend. But he didn't let that house rule him. So the next week, watch this now. I was on my way to Randy. I called my partner. I said, man, I'm coming through Brandon. He said, come to my house. I said, okay. Where you stay? Give me the address. Text me the address. He gave it to me. We come down that road. We were turning on the road, man. Them houses were so big, all wooden. Big house you can see. Got down the road and said, Daddy. I said, no, this can't be it. This can't be his house. He said, I'm finna come outside. He walked out. House looked like the White House. So I went in there. He took me a little tour. And I was walking around. I said, I wonder what he gonna say. He said, I said, man, it's a nice house. He said, Minister Joseph, and grabbed me on my shoulder. He said, Brother Joe, he said, if it wasn't for God, it wouldn't be so. I told my wife, that boy done changed his life. Because I knew where he come from. The Lord done brought him from a mighty long way. Young people, I said that to say this. When you grow up in life, and you just happen to have them big pretty houses, don't forget who gave them to you.
Amen. That's right.
Don't forget who gave them to you.
That's right.
But watch this now. Stand with Jesus and staying connected to the Lord can get you anything in this world you want. But put God first. I love y'all. Thank y'all for inviting me. That's what God had for you today.
Amen.
Thank Before I sit down, I must do this. I got out of order. One thing I don't do is beg folks. Give their life to Christ. You want Christ in your life? Now's your opportunity. If you just need prayer, now is your opportunity. Yes. Anyone else? Let us bow. Heavenly Father, we come to you as humble as we know how. Lord, we ask you in a humble heart, humble mind, that to bless these young ladies what they asking for. Father God, I pray strength in her grandbaby. Lord, I pray strength for her job. Lord, we just asking you, Father God, just open up the doors, Father God, and let your blessings flow. Father God, we just pray, Father God, that they be uplifted and, Father God, they have no worries. Father God, we pray till after this day, everything will be different. when they walk out of this building. Father God, we know you got all power in your hand. Father God, we know you got all things in your hand. Father God, we know you got healing power in your hands. Father God, we ask you to heal the baby right now. Father God, we know you got the giving power. Father God, we ask you to give her what she asking for. You Lord, we just pray strength, Father God, to keep them strong. But they won't feel down. Father God, we just thank you for giving them the opportunity to be able to stand strong today. And Lord, we pray strength. We want to say we love you for what you have already done. Father God, we love you for what you're doing. Father God, we love you for what you're going to do. We love you for the bad. We love you for the good. Because through the bad, there's going to be some good at the what? But Lord, we just want to say thank you. Thank you for your joy. Thank you for your peace. Thank you for your happiness. Let's say thank you, Lord. Father God, I pray that when they step out these doors, there'll be a change in their life. A turnaround.